Hi, John Wanoa here in Auckland, New Zealand. It's the 29th of February 2013. I'm just following up on the MOAI, Wanoa, UETAHA, Hapu treaty settlements here in New Zealand and how we put it together to identify ourselves as the sovereign landowners in this country. And that includes the MOAI Crown Confederation, an entity that is original here. It's Polynesian, Tahitian, First Nations doctrines of discovery title to this country, Aotea, and the Pacific Islands, Ring of Fire, and Mu, the island of Mu. It's buried under the sea. That'll come out and join all the islands together, Tahiti, RAPA'NUI, Hawaii, Samoa, Tonga, Rarotonga, and the rest of the islands except New Zealand. So I just want to point out here that the Crown, which is the Evelyn Rothschild Banks, and the government of New Zealand, so they call themselves Crown Government, in brackets, on the treaty settlements application. This is for a new Y number that I've just finished doing at the stroke of midnight, 2 minutes to midnight last night on the 28th of February from the 10th of December 2008 when I made an application for a new Y number. So all this does now is make us legal to talk to the Crown here and the New Zealand Parliament, Government, Cabinet. So they mix themselves up in separate corporate businesses under Te Ture Whenua 1993 Act. And so they still have got no constitution, although we have, with the Confederation. Straight to Westminster, straight to the United Nations, and now straight to the ICJ, International Court of Justice. We're just making announcement that Kevin Annette and the American Indians have taken the Queen and the Pope and a few others, there's 18 of them, to the World Court in Brussels, The Hague, and they've got a court order now. They've won their case against them, those 18 people. We have our 18 people here too, to bill charge debt the same way with our lawyer, the British lawyer, Julian N. Falconer. You'll see on my Facebook. So we're going through the same process of identifying who the Crown is and what they're doing on our land here. So I've put 17 pages, well that's what I'm putting onto Facebook, so you can see how the construct is of this claim we're putting through for the whole of New Zealand, the Pacific Ring of Fire, the MOAI, Mu Island, and also to the whole rest of the world with the sun god Ra at the East Cape and East Island in Ghana. So now we have the Black Pope, who's in charge, the most powerful man in the world, and his name is Adolfo Nicholas Patron. So Adolf, like Hitler, Patron, his eye, one eye, all see nine. That's what I see of this man, who's the Black Pope with running the parliaments of the world, and he controls the White Pope in the Vatican City. So that one's gone out now, Ratzinger. He's on our list. And so I'll just tell you our list, and you can see it written on our Facebook site. There's you've got Joseph Ratzinger, Adolfo Nicholas Patron, Takiso Bertoni, Secretary of State, Vatican City, Angelo Sodano, College of Cardinals, Vatican City, Angelo Bergen-Scow, College of Cardinals, Vatican City, and then we've got Pedro Lopez Quintana, Papal Nuncio, that's Vatican City, Rome, Elizabeth Windsor, alias Queen of England, Rowan Williams, the Archbishop of Canterbury, London, Evelyn Rothschild, Crown Corporation private company owner, US Federal State Government, United States of America, and the owner of Israel country. Okay? And so you've got John Key, Prime Minister of New Zealand, committed treason against the Maori, MOAI Crown, Hapu Sovereign State Confederation. Okay, so his name is there. Jerry Mataparai Andrews, he's the Governor General of New Zealand, appointed by the treasonous Queen Elizabeth II, Supreme Governor of the Church of England. See, that's her new title, not Her Majesty anymore. So she's in the gun. She's just being arrested now by the 4th. If she doesn't hand herself in, the citizens can go and rake her out from wherever she is and rake out the Pope from hiding away inside his Vatican City. They have permission and a court order to get them out and put them in the court. Okay, anything can happen. The churches here in New Zealand, the churches around the world, you're on notice now because of this notice. We're going to get ours through with our lawyer there. We're supposed to have done that by now, the same as Kevin Annett has done with the American Indians, who the Queen and the Pope are responsible, the head of state of this crown, of killing all those children and burying them under the ground in the church yards. This is the Church of England and the Catholic Church's evil, satanic rituals that they've done to these children, these poor children, and other people of the world as well. So they've gone in there and raped their families and split them up, and that's all they want to do now. Their oaths are here. The Black Pope's oaths are there on my Facebook. You can see them. What they do is they want to get rid of the world people and have only 500 million people left. This is Bill Gates and all his vaccinations, and he's spraying the skies and the HARP machine and everything evil that this man here is in control of, with Rothschild, Evelyn Rothschild and his Rothschild banks, and the Queen of England, her crown, and the fake crown at that, up against MOAI Crown Confederation now. So we have legitimacy to our titles that we're putting in front of the world on Facebook as our witnesses. Okay, so then we've got Anand Setinan. He was the last Prime Minister, Governor General of New Zealand, got sacked by the Confederation and Sue Nikora at Te Marae over a 2-hour period of proclamations they ignored. So their ignorance is going to catch them up in court now. We can pull these people into court now under this ICJ, International Court of Justice, and our lawyers right onto it. So I can plug these people off one by one. And he went without answering us that the Queen said, go and talk to him. Well, he didn't. He retired and left it to Jerry Mataparai, who is the other one now we're having up for treason, and John Key for treason, and for electing a Governor General when they were sacked. They were told to pack their loans and go. This is the 59 states who were up there at Waitangi at the same time. I put the documents, proclamations, in front of Anand Setinan, and so this was his reply: to ignore it and carry on governing this country. We were going to govern this country, but however they are responsible now and liable through the British UK government, who is responsible too for what's happened here, and their sovereignty is subjected to the Queen now of her reputation and her criminal record now that's being in court now, and her repute is failed here as her sovereign. That's what this government goes under, assumed sovereignty of the Queen. Well, I'm afraid it's subject to now our title as the sovereign, the true sovereign, and they've got no sovereign here now that the Queen is on trial and convicted, criminal. Right? So that puts them out. I just want to make that public on this video, just so you know. we are serious in all our affidavits on Facebook and in the World Court. That's where it's going. And our lawyer says MOAI Crown Confederation wins its cases, all its cases, because of the evidence and the true account of history memorials. Okay, that's MOAI statue standing in Queen Elizabeth II Great Court in London. That's our mana sovereign state brand name and patent right and the title to the world. Okay, that's why he's on East Island, deep in the ground. Mark his earth. Midday over there, 6 AM here, 6 PM on Ghana, and then the other way around, 6 AM Ghana, 6 PM New Zealand, midnight East Island statues. So that's the principle of God's LORE, law, okay, of this world. This world is on those 3 triangle points, not those triangles that are on the US dollar note. That's all fake, and an eye in the middle. No, that's all. It's all crashed now, and the Pope is, Black Pope is running that lot, and with Rothschilds. It's all a myth, and it's all got an end date, and all these perpetual titles got no end date. You know, contracts have got to have an end date on it. You see, there's no end date. It's illegal. Now it's caught up with them. Okay, so all the land goes back to the sovereign people, the 5 billion people that they were going to get rid of. Okay, just want to let you know. And so we've got Chris Finlayson. He's the Attorney General of New Zealand. He's the one with the checkbook we're going to go after. He's mixed up with the fraud land transfer case on 61 Cook Street in Auckland. He signed it off with Bailey's Real Estate and a few other people that got their names on the list. That's on Facebook as well. So Jamie Peters and Ricard Bell, Doug Ricard Bell, they're the property developers that set this inside job up with the council. And with Robert Muir, Land Register General, got a bone to pick with you, and Robert Andrael, the Register Survey General, and the other guy that's working for Lynn's. He's come from Australia, so he's the Surveyor General, the retired Grant, right? Grant, that's his surname. He's in the gun too. So all these names come up behind this Chris Finlayson. Chris Finlayson is the Treaty of Waitangi negotiator. He's the settlement guy, settling those stupid Maoris and Iwis, and now I'm settling him out because I've got the title. They don't have the title. They have to refute what title I've put together with MOAI, claiming the sun at the East Cape, Te Pito, and the memorial statue that Helen Clark put in Wellington on the beach, right, with Ricardo Lagos, the Premier of Chile. They thought they'd get away with it and put that on there and put the memorial on it to claim it to that this guy, what's his name, that's the Bishop of the church that's going to the Vatican. I just can't see his name here at the moment, but anyway, I'll come across it afterwards. But he's, I've got it on my Facebook, on this 17-page Waitangi Tribunal. So he's responsible for taking all the Samoans and all the Tongans, all the Pacific people, and putting them in the Catholic Church and the Church of England to claim my ancestral Moai statue that they've put there for themselves and their Crown Corporation. Huh? Take it off them, and they're going to get screwed for that. Okay, they're going to get screwed for doing that with these churches, taking my ancestor mana and for themselves. You see, they've got cheek to do that. So we've got Shaun Elias. She's the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of New Zealand. She put that queen, treasonous queen, in the Supreme Court here with a new title, Queen Elizabeth II, Supreme Governor of the Church of England. She brought her into the Supreme Court here illegally, without telling the Hapu, without telling the MOAI Confederation, Crown Confederation, without telling us that what they were doing. I've got it all documented, affidavit, sworn, sent it to her and the government here, and they just ignore it. Well, that's up against them now. We're going to put that in our claim against the Queen. All these things she's done to us without disclosing anything in the treaty principles of letting us know what they're up to. Okay, so that's a bad one for them to have done that. I'll come across his name yet. And then we've got Helen Clark, the ex-Prime Minister. She was the one that put that statue on the beach with Lagos, Ricardo Lagos, the Chile Prime Minister, to claim the seabed all the way through the Pacific. All right? Now I'm going to go her for stealing that and legislating the 2004 Foreshore Seabed Act. I was one of those 4,000 out, 300 out of 4,000 submitters to the Select Committee in the Parliament in Wellington. I just want to let you know, I was one of them with an extensive claim. This is it. Right? This is it. Now, Helen Clark, subpoena you, pull you into the World Court, lock you up, okay, for doing that to me then. And Dover Samuel and those cheeky fellows in New Zealand First, all those people are laughing at me. Guess who's going to laugh last? Dover Samuels. Right? You, the cheeky fellow, got a bone to pick with you, and a few others. Right? Porou, another one, ignorant, Maori. You've got a bone. You go into. You go to court. Right? Now we've got Peter Sharples, the Minister of Maori Affairs, sold everything off to John Key. Okay? Got warned, but no, still ignore. See the name Sharples. All the Maoris with the surnames Pahia. They're the ones who got a big mouth, selling this whole place off, right? Not the real Maoris like Papa Heihei up in Te Tii there, right? Waniheke. The real Maoris with the surname, bloodline, DNA to me, and Tahiti. Okay? This is the title holder. He's over there, I'm at the East Cape, right? The son, he got the flag, the Confederation flag, straight to Westminster, straight to the World Court, out they go, right? Churches busted, off the land, and these kupapa Maoris off the land too. They can pack their bags and get off to Rome and sit over there with all the Sin City. Yeah, go and commit whatever over there inside and lock yourselves in. Okay, in prison for doing this to me. Right? That was what you did to me. You New Zealand First people, fix you up. No, see you in court. Okay, so we got David Moxon. There's the guy. David Moxon, the Archbishop of New Zealand, named Anglican Church's representative to the Vatican. Right? Charge him with fraud, being an accessory here before he runs away. He's got appointed. See? All the bad people go in there and all the other bad people go to the UN, like Helen Clark. Right? Get sacked out of Parliament, go straight into promoted into Devil's Den. Oh, that's what I call it, Devil's Den. Okay, so this guy, David Moxon, is claiming the federal state, right? You have a look on my Facebook, you'll see all the things he's in charge of. The federal state government of the United States, okay? That's a nuncio. He's a nuncio. Apostolic nuncio, right? Canon's law. Shoot you dead. Okay? He's the one that shoot you dead. And he's going to shoot everything up here and then go and hide in the Vatican with the other sinner, Ratzinger. Okay? Bad people. Get them out of here. Out of them. Whole lot of them. Right? Now, that's that guy that's taking our MOAI statue down in Wellington and claiming the seabed. That's why the Americans are underneath there now. We're going to boot them out. They're in there sneaking around with their submarines, with this guy giving title with that MOAI statue over there. No, that's ours. Okay, not theirs. And he does not have authority in the Pacific. Right? They got no memorial title. Those memorials belong to us. Every MOAI statue in the world, including the one in London, that belongs to me and my Wanoa people on RAI'ATEA Island. Right? The spiritual tikanga, MOAI law, L-O-R-E. Right? All this law in the Pacific has been made by my family. Okay? That's a true story. And they were shipped by God to RAPA'NUI, the PITO of the Wanoa Island. Yeah? We put the God's face together on the stone, and that's what they use. They're using our memorials, the obelisks on all their churches, all those obelisks you see, the stupid sods of white people and all the other stupid people are praying to the black Nubian Africans obelisk. Sun God Ra, and the real sun God Ra is at the East Cape when you wake up and stand and look at it. That's the real one. Okay? 6 a.m. in the morning. And so we've got Charles, the last one here, number 18 is Charles Daniel Baxio. He's the most reverend apostolic nuncio of the Catholic Church in Aotearoa, Samoa, Tonga, federal states, Pacific Ocean, right? That's that guy who's taking all our Polynesian people and putting them in the church, right, with our titles, right? Not on this land. You don't talk like that in front of me on this Tahitian land. We're the founders here, right, with the doctrines of discovery. And get that in your head, you Catholics and you Church of England people. You get that in your head that you're a suspect now on our land. You have to go back to Rome and England and we'll clear the land of your church out, if we have to say so, because we don't like rituals practicing that shit religion of Jesus faking on our land in front of MOAI. These are MOAI land. He don't do that. He goes straight up to God, right? No man talking over. It's straight up to God. If you want to go and talk to God, you talk to him, not through a paedophile, Ratzinger, or this black pope, or any other pope or bishop for that matter. They're all screwed God and his law, okay, on our land. No more. Okay, so that's what I wanted to tell you today on this video, is that we are doing the Treaty Waitangi claim. I put all this together. I'm just readjusting all these things I had against the thing over the years. Claim our own UETAHA Wanoa MOAI claim. Well, we've condensed it all now into 17 pages, and now the actual Waitangi Tribunal and the Crown and the Government of New Zealand have got a problem. Their leader and their head of state is just about to get locked up. Okay, she is a criminal, a treasonous bitch, and so is the Pope, who is bowed out. He's another criminal bitch. Okay, and playing around with children and spoiling and splitting families up. Now you go away and read those oaths on their Black Pope's list of what they're going to do with people in this world with the New World Order. Okay, that's who is in charge of the New World Order. And if you are Catholic or any church here following that, you must leave, because we don't condone any of that in the Pacific or any indigenous native lands with that religion on these lands. Everything but that. Okay? So that's all I want to do today. So we've got that finalised. Now the tribunal wait for the new number and proceed straight to the the World Court and with our lawyers. Okay? So that's all I want to do for this video. So thank you very much. We'll see you later. Be nice and see you again. Bye.